So, good morning everyone. It's Tony and Lati Casa Esmeralda. It is July 17th, 2018. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about my flow hive. So let's go over here. This is really simple. And about my hives. Last night it rained, so that was perfect because I said I was waiting at least a week. I figured we've had now 2 weeks, over 2 weeks here without any rain at all. And so last night the clouds came in, the wind picked up, and for 10 minutes it rained. So that's the perfect time to put the super on, because all the bees, they're going to start running to the hive, take cover. And when I put the super on, only one bee got out, and I'm hoping that it's not the queen. But now it's kind of cloudy, overcast today. Yesterday it was really hot. At the hottest point yesterday it was 39 Celsius. So they were also on siesta. When it gets over 40 degrees Celsius, it's not good. Last year I had a hive. I got over 40. There was like a week 40, 44 Celsius, and they just all swarmed for me. But it's up here now. Last year I had it down there, and the good thing is when it gets hot and things like that, I can kind of give them some food, maybe some ice cubes, maybe some cold water, keep some cold water, things like that out, feeding. So anyways, I got the super on. I was eating. I wanted to get my food cooked here on the open fire pit, and then I realized it's gonna rain, so I just thought, well, I might as well just go do this and put it on. I wanted to get a video of me putting it on, but it's on now, so that's about it. I saw 3 bees go in and out this morning, and it seems like the hive split itself, because there are a couple bees hanging out here, and they're trying to gather, if you got hangouts below your hive or around your hive or on the side, they're trying to gather some more bees to make sure that your hive is their hive. They're going to build a new hive. The protesters that don't like this production plant type of hive, because some bees, especially the natural, the really wild ones that have not come from a honeybee keeping farm, they do not really like this type of hive. I've had now 3 attempts on putting wild Italian honeybees into this type of hive, and it has not really worked as well as if I would get bees from a honeybee keeping farm. So anyways, they're not really active now. The sun was just out a few minutes ago, and I thought maybe we would see a few fly in and out. But the hive has gotten a little bit smaller. I said, like before, it was like 50 to 100 bees, and it'll be just leave it alone for like at least 2-3 weeks. If you got 1,000 bees, you really don't, after like 2 weeks, you can probably open up some doors and some windows to it, and that's the way this works, is that, yeah, you open this up and the bees, they start filling up. The queen, now she's in, hopefully the queen, she's in the bottom. Then you have the excluder here, this plastic thing, so only the Italian honeybees can come up through the excluder, and the queen, because she's a lot bigger, she cannot come up through this plastic screen right here, this white thing here. It goes all the way along. It's a big screen. And then the honeybees, they come up here and they start filling up the hive. But you need 1,000 bees to do it. Right now it's only, I would guess, between 50 and 100 bees. But I didn't want the bees to all swarm because I need the bees for my fruit trees and especially my olives. And as I said, like last year, I had really good, excellent olive oil, and that was because I had those 1,000 bees. So you're kind of going to be wondering what I'm doing here and shaking around a little bit, but it's on. And then when they start their honey production, there is a window on the side here, and if you had, I would say if you had 300 bees, then you would be able to see within a week's time all the bees working away and filling up the comb. And that there's a drone right here. She's out and she's wondering what I'm doing. It's the queen. She sent the drone out, so she's flying around right here, her home, their new home. But they have a lot more space than what they had before, because before they were bearding and filling up. Well, let's go over to where they were before. Was this thing over here, this watering cart, where you can tie a sprinkler to the top of this cart, and then you get the height for the sprinkler, and then you can wheel the sprinkler around the yard through your fruit grove, whatever, your olive grove. But they were in here, and this one here, so I stuck some bamboo in here. They're not in here anymore. A couple died. And then they were in here and in this size here, and they were over half of this, so 3/4 of this was filled with comb. So there's a long strand, but they were starting to beard out the front. So I wanted to catch it in time and then give them a new home, everything. So that's how that works. The local blacksmith, or maybe his father made it. This is really old. I would say came with the house. It's like 20 years old. And the local blacksmith, this is his style. I've been to the shop. He has all this stuff like this. So let's go take a look at my other bees just offhand that are really doing a lovely job in my greenhouse with my tomatoes and my squash here and everything else. Everything is just really growing, and as you can see, it's cloudy out, and so there they are. They got a nice big tennis ball, half a tennis ball, I guess bigger than a golf ball now, growing, and they're sort of getting active. And the thing was, my idea was, when winter comes around, I was going to put the hive in here, and then they would be really safe for the winter, and they would really survive the winter well and everything. So put the flow hive in here, and then drop this down into the flow hive, you know. So we'll see, maybe fall or something like that, and if they can rebuild enough. But they're not really filling, they're just drawing comb. Well, as in the other hive, there was already honey in the comb, so I guess they got to get a big enough comb, and then they start filling it with honey, because they're just drawing right now, and a few more hatched, or a few more left, because there was actually more bees here, or a few more died. So it's all sort of touch and go. But my tomatoes, these are the Roma tomatoes, the big nice sauce tomatoes. They're really growing, So I got some hot pepper here. So these are all hot pepper. And then there's the stuff from before or over the winter that's growing, and it's just like some of this, like that they like the lemongrass, which is here. The bees really love rubbing on the lemongrass. But for the bees to work, the automatic temperature is 30 Celsius. So the bees, they really start working when it's sunny out and 30 Celsius. They love that type of weather. And then that's when the flowers are out and everything. And then there's some Austrian wild mountain cabbage here. There's more tomatoes. These are the different kind of tomatoes over here. These are the cherry tomatoes. So, and then the bees also did this. And this is getting huge, this squash here. So I'm really looking forward to this. And kind of the chickens have been in here too, because I had ants over here in the corner. So this is all work of bees. You know, if your bees are working properly and they're pollinating everything properly, you know, then things will start to grow, and maybe you'll get something to eat out of this. So that's what I'm hoping. Okay, so I know where the bees have been. They have been hanging out here by the melons, which is still really growing, and then this comes in. A melon takes all summer to grow, so this will be in September, and they've really pollinated this and bloomed this. And this one started taking off. There was some more tomato in here, and then finally the cucumber, which sat idle for like a month, over 3 weeks, the cucumber, and I put some more fertilizer, some natural fertilizer in here, natural organic fertilizer in here, and there's some more squash. And what the bees really did was this butternut squash here. And I like the color of this butternut squash. Is absolutely gorgeous. Let's just go over to the other side. So we got a bit of overcast today. Looks like there's some more rain because we haven't had rain. Absolutely gorgeous butternut squash. So going here. It's a little too much, but the bees have really pollinated this and made sure that I'm going to get some food out of this. I'm going to get little baby squashes. What I should do is I should finish off filling up the bins, which I've been trying to do for now almost a week and a half, and between everything else, because I finished the irrigation on the back there. But going back to my bees on what they've been doing and working, so looks like we're finally going to get some rain here. It hasn't rained in over 2 weeks. Actually 2.5 weeks. So I say when the bees, when they get a super on, when I saw last year, it took them about 3 or 4 days to get orientated, to get organized on this type of hive. But when you do it, you know, and you do the transfer and everything, and you put this on, because before I had the other wood piece with the hole in it on top, you have to do it really quickly. So that if the queen gets out and she decides, well, I don't want to do this anymore, then yeah, you lose your hive. So it's the downside. While in the Langstroth, the traditional way is that you just put that on and then the queen stays in there. So it's very easy on this type of hive to lose the queen, because you have all this apparatus stuff in here that's going on in the production plant on top and everything. So not an easy task, and you got to find the right weather, and especially when there's a storm. So there's a bee, and kind of trying to figure out what to do, flying around, hasn't figured out. Maybe I'm gonna go through the bottom. Anyways, so that's for my bees today. If you like my videos, please put a like, put a comment. It's Tony and Lati Casa Esmeralda. Thank you for those who have liked and subscribed, and take care and bye for now.